I've gathered some of your favorite Yu-Gi tubers to play some good old-fashioned retro formats. But here's the issue. Standard matches are boring. In this series, we'll be playing Conquest-style matches, inspired by Hearthstone's competitive format, bringing 4 decks with no sides, banning out one from the other player, and playing a best 3 out of 5 where once you've won with the deck, you can't use it for the rest of the match. Can we win in the formats we know so well, or will we fail and make fools of ourselves in the wider Yu-Gi tubing community? This is Retro Rumble. Hello and welcome back to Retro Rumble, the show where I play against your favorite content creators and conquest matches with retro formats. So at the end of 10 rounds, we are 6-4. Not the best record, but a very nice positive one. So, going into another format that I actually am fairly familiar with. This particular format is actually directly after when I started playing the game competitively. Now, I had played the game casually since 2002, but granted, in 2002 I was 7, so not really the best at playing the game yet. Hop forward though to 2012, I was looking for a little bit of a step up in my competition and attended YCS Atlanta, and thoroughly got thrashed because I did not have good deck building under my belt. We're not looking at Shockwave format yet. We're actually looking a little bit after. It is April of 2012. Priority has just been done away with, and we are preparing for the biggest YCS to ever hit the TCG. This is Long Beach format.
You took the wrong fluffy boy!
So, we're looking at Long Beach format, which means a couple of things. The first thing is that we just got a new ban list in March of 2012. That did basically nothing. Watch my 2012 recap video if you need more on that. The other is the removal of priority. Priority refers to ignition effect priority, meaning that in response to a summon, the turn player has the opportunity to activate an ignition effect before any responses to the summon can happen. This meant that specifically if you were playing a deck like Dino Rabbit, when you normal summon the rabbit, you have the opportunity to activate the rabbit's effect before your opponent gets a chance to respond to the summon. Usually, the big thing that meant is that you would banish the rabbit for cost, and your opponent no longer could effect Veiler it. There is no opportunity to. With ignition effect priority gone, now there's an opportunity to. You cannot use an ignition effect immediately on the summon. There's always a response window for your opponent now. With that in mind, YCS Long Beach, which is the format that we're playing in, is the largest YCS recorded in the history of the game. Over 4,000 players in attendance, with the only one coming close was actually being the 250th YCS in London this year. With that in mind, while we're not necessarily playing exclusively decks from Long Beach, because we are playing a couple that came to notice a little bit after, we are playing with the same card pool. That means the most recent big sets for us are Order of Chaos and the Dragons Collide structure deck. So without further ado, let's get into our lists here. The first one is my personal favorite of this particular format. This is Bubble Beat. So, the idea of it is spawned off of Hero Beat prior, which involves Neosalius, Gemini Spark, and Hero Blast. Anyone who's played Edison format knows this combo at this point. The main difference here is the inclusion of Bubble Man. Now that we have access to rank 4s, specifically in Blade Armor Ninja, we can now, instead of putting so much into our monster count, slim it down to just these 7. We also have copies of the Emergency Call and Rhoda, which are effectively monsters that you can set in the back row in order to special summon Bubble Man as fast as possible. This gives you usually 2 level 4 bodies that you can work with for Exceed plays. On top of that, once those Exceeds are spent, Miracle Fusion is live. At this stage, we have Shining, which is way more powerful than you would see in an Edison format. Very notably here, this list is actually adapted from a YCS Dallas list. However, I have taken the liberty of moving Super Poly from the side deck to the main board, as I really do think that Super Poly is going to be a match winner in a lot of these cases. Specifically that Super Poly with any hero can steal an Evolzar monster and turn it into Nova Master. That is really, really good considering the fact that the Evolzars can usually kill us dead. Next up are Chaos Dragons. So those of you doing the math have probably already realized I have left one of the triangle format decks off of this lineup. That is a very intentional choice, which we'll get into soon. But first off, Chaos Dragons. So this deck is still fairly recent on the scene, as all the pieces came out in the Dragons Collide structure deck, with Light Pulsar Dragon and Dark Flare being the main two. It also reprinted a bunch of other things, but the main thing here is that these two, in combination with the other new card, Eclipse Wyvern, makes Future Fusion absolutely insane. Future Fusion being able to dump Light Pulsar Dragons or Eclipse Wyverns makes it really easy to set yourself up for a massive push, because once the Eclipse Wyvern is dumped, you can banish a dragon from deck with its effect, meaning that once Eclipse Wyvern is banished, you get to add it back to hand. And that's very easy when you have 8 Chaos bosses. It's going to be super easy. On top of that, Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon forms a fun little loop with Light Pulsar being able to bring Light Pulsar back, and Light Pulsar being able to bring back the Red MD. Next up is the wrong fluffy boy. So Dino Rabbit at this stage just got really heavily hit by the ignition effect priority changes, but that doesn't mean that it's any less potent. Dino Rabbit going first is probably one of the most potent decks in the format, as being able to set up one of the Evolzars with a lineup of back row and hand traps is really powerful. Very notably here, we were playing 2 Veiler and 2 Maxi. This is a little bit of a split so that I have field against both Windup and against Rabbit. Maxi is specifically for the Windup matchup, as Maxi allows us to completely negate the hand loop, and Veiler is against the Rabbit matchup, as now we can snipe the Rabbit before it banishes. Probably the biggest red flag of this deck though is the fact that it plays 6 vanillas in the main. You will see at least one of these end up in a hand. It is completely unavoidable, but as long as 2 of the same name are still in the deck, it is still a viable Rabbit target. Similarly, we have Avarice to get those back in so we can keep going. And lastly is Windup. I know, I have left my favorite little buggy boys out of our lineup, but unfortunately at this particular stage in time, Inzektor is just not as potent as the other two. It does get really powerful once we get Ladybug, but Ladybug doesn't come until Galactic Overlord, which is the next set. Long Beach format unfortunately excludes that. For good reason too, because if we included it, that means we'd have to include Shockmaster, and that's a whole nother can of worms. It's better this way. So what are we doing with windups? We are hand looping, of course. Good old Windup Hunter. If any of you have any experience with this deck, it is probably because of the Windup hand loop. Hunter can very reliably hit 3 to 4 cards out of your opponent's hand on the first turn, meaning that we can just absolutely combo off. The other big thing here is Windup Factory allows us to search more pieces. So a very standard combo is going to be something like normal summon Magician, special summon Shark, which triggers the Magician to summon another Magician. Then we use the Shark's effect in order to lower its level to 3, and then the Magician can summon out Hunter from the deck. At that point, Hunter has ammo and a level 3 Shark to go off with. It's really good, really consistent, and I know for a fact we're going to be able to pull this off at least once, as long as it doesn't get banned. Similarly, we're playing 2 Veiler and 2 Maxi for the exact same reason as before. With that said, let me introduce you to my co-host for the day. Many of you probably know him as the guy who's getting everyone in the Yugi-tubing community hooked on yerba mate via Twitter. Give it up for Nash.
What is up, all of our beautiful dudes and dudettes? This is Darth Nash 6 here, and I feel honored to be on the LOL YGO's YouTube here for Retro Rumble. I'm the dual terminal guy, and what we picked today is like, creme de la creme, as the French may or may not say. I don't know, I don't speak French. But I love this format that we're picking out today. It's one of my favorites. It's when my friends and I finally understood that the game was still competitively played as opposed to us just playing, like in our various study halls throughout the day in high school. And so I am really excited to be on the channel to duel with these decks.
Yeah, we had mentioned this a little bit prior to recording, but we both started getting into the competitive scene of Yu-Gi-Oh! Really around this time, it seems. You had mentioned that your first regional was in February of 2012, and my first competitive event was actually YCS Atlanta the same month. So I am personally also very tied to this this particular format. I took a really bad brew of Inzektor to YCS Atlanta that only had 1 Hornet in it and absolutely wiped.
See, for me, this was the first regional that I went to for this, I didn't realize it was a regional. I thought that I was going to, like, in my head, what would be a locals. I didn't expect to see more than 30 people. And it ended up being well over 150. And I brought a... I still laugh thinking about it. I brought a modified singular Dragoonity structure deck. Like, I didn't have 3 ofs in my deck because I still didn't know. Like, that's how far behind I was in my understanding of the game.
Well, I'm sure you brought 3 ofs this time.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Like, we can actually play the decks we should have been playing back in that time.
Correct!
I've brought a couple of interesting ones for sure. I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to most people at this point what we're going to be bringing today. This format is very heavily referred to as the triangle format at the time of play, because the interaction between Dino Rabbit and Zector and Windup effectively ruled the format. But it should be interesting because there are decks outside of those. Granted, they were discovered a little bit later after the priority shift happened, which we are playing in the post-priority shift era. But we should see a few interesting decks, but most likely we're going to have at least 2 decks on our lineups that are the exact same.
Yeah, it was like, as you said before, there's this sort of like delta of, you know, like Windup beat that, Insecta beat that. It kind of like the whole, what would happen in Duelist Alliance about 2 years following this format with Shadal, BA, and Clee? Was that the other one?
Cleeford is the one that came down the pipeline. Originally, people thought it was going to be Teller that gave them the run for their money, and then people realized that the game had shifted and back row decks were no longer really an option.
Mm-hmm. And you still had the people who were struggling, like they had a death grip on Tengu Plant, like Plant Synchro. They were doing everything they could to not let that deck die. I remember that the regionals that I've talked about already was my first interaction with Trishula, and I had my hand, half of my hand banished through a Trishula loop off of a Plant Synchro player, and that's when I was like, I need to learn what this game actually is.
Yeah, but the Trishula and Tengu Plant really shouldn't be an issue for us here, because we are actually playing under the March 2012 ban list, and this is directly after they hit everything Synchro Plant related. Just like, stop Synchro summoning. We have these new beautiful black cards. They're called Exceeds. Can you please use these?
Just summon Utopia. Please summon Utopia.
Utopia Pass. Come on, it's just as good as Trish.
It's beautiful. Literally the same effect.
Exactly. I've got mine all typed out here whenever you're ready.
All right, I was born ready for this.
All right, counting it down. 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised we have this much diversity in our lineups.
Honestly, I was expecting, like how you said, I was expecting for us to have 2 of the same deck.
Yeah, the fact that we actually have 3 different decks in our lineups and then wind up.
Oh, yeah.
But I legitimately was looking at Insector. I wanted to bring Insector because it would harken back to my roots. Bringing my 1 Hornet, but I couldn't do it. Insector at this particular stage, while it is a great deck, is just not at the level that it would be at, just because we're missing Ladybug.
Yeah, it's pre-Ladybug. I really wanted to play it just because it was like such a godlike deck to me at this era, even pre-Ladybug. And so it's like, it's fulfilling sort of a childish desire in me, and that's why I threw it on my list personally.
That's completely fair. I will say the wind-up does not surprise me. Like, I understand that technically speaking, Dino Rabbit is like the main threat of this particular format. Dino Rabbit was always the deck that took the most representation, but I also think that that was partially because of mindset bias for the player base, because at this point in time, I would actually argue that Wind-Up is better than Dino Rabbit at this stage. Dino Rabbit was so good because prior to the Ignition Effect priority removal, it had no counters going first. I mean, sure, you can drop a Max C on them and get 2 draws, but you can't Veiler that rabbit. That rabbit will be off the field before you have the opportunity to Veiler. But once the priority shift happened, now you can Veiler the rabbit, and it's an effective counter.
And Logia set 4 was just so oppressive for the time period. A Solemn Judgment on legs, backed by 2 to 4 traps, it was insane. I remember the first time that I faced a Dino Rabbit deck, it crushed my soul.
Absolutely. Looking over this, I think I know what I'm banning. The thing is, I'm not entirely sure. Because I want to know what you're cooking with Jurak. Because, like, if I remember correctly at the time, I remember Dino Rabbit was a huge thing. I remember even Evil was a contender at this point because they had just gotten the Josho and Evo Force. I do not remember Jurak doing literally anything outside of Guaiba.
So this Jurak deck that I actually have cooked up is almost a 1-for-1 copy of a list that my friend took to a regionals to bubble out of top 8 with during this exact format. And I love Jurak. It's the deck that I competitively, like in a competitive sense, have seen the most success with. Jurak is what got me to a day 2 at a YCS, and so it's very near and dear to me, and I love it, and any time that I can play it seriously, I will always choose to. And so I'm like really happy that I'm in a format where Jurak can truly shine.
That's completely fair. Okay. I think I have my pick for a ban here.
I also have mine, just due to consistency's sake.
All right, counting it down. 3, 2, 1. No one wants the hand loop. I completely get that.
The fact that at this time, if you have any way to get to Carrier with Shark, you've got full hand grip, and there's no like one card starter to build an oppressive board at this point in the game. And so just getting your entire hand ripped is so demoralizing in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! And the fact that Windup could do it so consistently very much makes sense to me that we have both decided that we don't want to see it.
Yeah, I will say, deck building at this particular stage in time had actually considered the wind-up hand loop a very serious threat, to the point where there are various decks in the format that are main decking Max C, as that was the only conceivable counter to the hand loop on turn 1. Because the idea there was you would go Max C on their first summon, to where they have to expend at least 2 to 3 special summons per hand rip that they're doing, so they're just refueling you just the same amount. And it was absolutely the most critical point. And so this was actually the stage where I personally think that Max C finally entered public consciousness as the going first and going second powerhouse that it actually was.
And this was also, you began to see a rise in the use of Gemini Imps in the main deck, because you knew that there was a chance that you had the odd chance, seeing, because the Dark World structure deck had just come out. So you were thinking, oh, I might see a Dark World deck that does something, but I know that I will see a wind-up deck that does something. And so that's why wind-up, I feel, might not have performed as well as it could have, just due to the fact that Dark World was around at the same time, and the wind-up matchup against Dark World was so abysmal, just due to what their turn 1 game style was.
Yeah, absolutely, I get that. The other thing there is that while I personally didn't play Gemini Imps, I was one of the psychopaths that decided to main deck Neko Mane King, to where if they hit that in the hand rip, their turn ended.
beautiful.
It was a
Absolutely beautiful.
funny time. It was not good. It was not good, but I got it to resolve once at YCS Atlanta, and that was all I needed to justify it.
All you had to do was run a small Tri-Brigade engine, and then you'd have consistent access to it. Like that's.
Oh yeah, no, Tri-Brigade's in 2012. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of time travel. I think we're gonna have some interesting games here for sure.
I for one am. There's excited, and then there's what I am right now, which is a step up above excited. Ready to rock.
All right, let's see if I'm gonna be able to do this the way I want to do this. Yes! 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 We're going first, baby!
Unless I just pulled reverse psychology and I wanted to go second.
Draw for turn here because we are still in 2014. Come on, Dueling Book. Come on, Dueling Book. Actually draw my card, please. I can't tell if it's... Okay, no, it just didn't input. Okay, there it goes.
Okay.
Standby phase.
Yep.
Main.
Dimension shifter.
Yeah,
you're good.
Cannot believe I'm gonna get to do this opening on game one. We're going to go Future Fusion. Remember that this is pre-errata, so
I'm well aware.
Wonderful. I will reveal to you 5-headed dragon.
Alright, so theoretically, I don't know what deck I'm facing right now. Which of his three could I possibly be facing?
Gee, I wonder. I'm gonna dump Eclipse Wyvern. We'll dump Eclipse Wyvern.
Oh.
We'll dump Light Pulsar. We'll dump Red MD. And we'll dump Dark Flare.
Okay, interesting choices.
Declaring Eclipse Wyvern, Chainlink to Eclipse Wyvern.
Yep.
Wonderful. We will go ahead and banish a Red MD and a Dark Arm Dragon.
Oh my gosh, Red MD's not limited yet.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
That's part of why this deck was so powerful.
I forgot about that.
I will activate Charge of the Light Brigade and mill 3 for cost.
Yep.
Wonderful. We will search... I think we're going to grab Lila here. We'll then follow it up with good old Solar Recharge, discard Lila for cost.
Oh yeah, sure, just go for it. You do what you want. Ash,
Oh my gosh, this is... How is this deck legal? We will...
See, I'm looking at my opening hand and I'm like...
We'll normal Tour Guide and declare effect.
Oh, by all means.
Wonderful. We'll get Sangan
Solar
out
Reach,
here.
Charge of the Light Brigade, Future Fusion, Tour Guide. What black magic sacrifice did you do before we started recording? Like, oh, go off, sir. By all means.
I'm gonna make the house himself Zen Mains.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna pitch a Light and a Dark.
Ah!
And revive our Light Pulsar.
Mom, come pick me up.
I'll set one and pass. Go ahead.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Standby phase.
Yes.
I'm gonna MST the face down.
Get baited.
Ah! Call me a fish the way I just been baited. Okay.
I had so much gas there.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I'm gonna call you America the way you've been using all this gas.
I will say, this was one of probably the most explosive openings I could have possibly done. I think the only thing that would have made it better is if I opened a Chaos boss.
We're gonna do a little yoinky spoink with a normal summon a tour guide on our own.
Absolutely. Go off, King.
And
You have good news. The Veiler that was in my hand is in my graveyard.
haha! It was all part of my plan. I will special summon Sangan.
Now here's the question. Are we going for a rank 3? Or are we going for the Sangan Hail Mary?
We are not only thinking, we're pondering... Oh, okay. I know what to do. We are going to activate Monster Reborn
Don't do this to me.
on your tour guide.
Fair enough. That's a play. That's a play.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Tour Guide doesn't do that.
And then... think that what I've got to do here... A little wall up of my own. And... ended my turn!
All right, we'll draw and go to standby main here. That will be one turn on Future Fusion.
Okay. You could be doing something.
It is true, I could be. But instead here, I think we're just going to proceed to battle. Get your Sangan search.
Woohoo! This might show some stuff. Oh!
I
Whoa,
assumed...
I did what?
I actually kind of assumed that it was Insector.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty safe at this point to assume it just with the rank 3 lineup, because I do think that Dragoonity would need more synchro reliability than Tour Guide can get into.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass it from here. Go ahead.
I'll allow it. Okay.
What do you mean you'll allow it?
Aha, okay. Yeah.
Am I about to get Dragonflied for Centipede? Centipede for... Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna bug Zen mains.
That makes sense. That completely makes sense.
Yeah. Main phase 1. I'm gonna normal summon
Dragonfly for Centipede. Centipede for Dragonfly.
No. Doop-a-doo. Okay. And we're going to Hornet effect.
Yeah, what you poppin'? I mean, that makes complete and utter sense.
Yep. Doo-doo.
Unfortunately, we are not in the period where Sangan activates when used as material.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I remember when that first happened, and like, it was a time. It was a time to be alive. We're gonna do Centipede's effect.
And let me guess, is Hornet coming back?
Oh, you'd be right to believe that Hornet's coming back. I'll tell you that much. And then we're gonna Hornet effect.
What are you getting rid of?
Get rid of that frickin' Future Fusion. Get
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, and now we are going to. Oh, okay. This is a funky ruling question that I've never really ended up using before.
Okay.
Gigamantis, if it's equipped to something, and then what it's equipped to becomes an Ixies material, and Gigamantis goes to the grave.
It does not trigger Gigamantis' effect. Gigamantis has to be destroyed on the field, and its monster that it was equipped to has to still be on the field when it is destroyed.
Okay. All right.
So no, if the thing it's equipped to was destroyed and sent to grave separate from Gigamantis, and Gigamantis ends up in grave because of that, it would not trigger.
Okay.
You're talking to someone who is well versed in the Insector combo lines.
Duh. Okay, hold on. I'm going to equip this to Dragonfly.
The Dragonfly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe I had an idea and I didn't think it all the way through, but we're going to overlay into Leviathan.
All right, and Excalibur will hit the grave, yeah.
Yeah, and then
that one will trigger. That one does trigger off that.
All right, and we're going to do that.
Okay.
And we're going to put this to attack.
This is the line that I saw.
Yeah. All right. Boo!
Okay, yeah, that's good. And I will unfortunately have to do this. Light pulsar effect.
Yes.
So, declare. I'm pretty sure that I just have to put you on a rough situation. So we'll just do it and make you take the damage.
Yeah. Boop. So I will take 13.
Yep.
And we'll go main phase 2, end phase.
Oh yeah, and detach a material, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
yeah, line I saw there was adding Dragonfly instead of the Zect Caliber, just so you had a follow-up for next turn, but doing that exact monster line play.
yeah.
Alright, drawing. We'll go standby main. We're in kind of a weird pickle right now, for sure. I think we're actually going to go set pass.
Oh. Okay, standby main. Boop.
There's the Centipede.
Yep, Centipede.
Centipede equipped. Hornet, pop the gun.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah.
Please
Card
don't be a
Trooper?
Sangan. Alright, yep.
Well, so Centipede will be Chainlink 1, Card Trooper will be Chainlink 2.
Yeah.
So Card
I will
Trooper draw, then you get your Centipede search.
Yeah, I'm gonna add Dragonfly to hand.
Okay.
And I'll go Battle Phase.
Yeah, get in for 31.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And I'm just gonna end my turn on that.
Alright, we'll draw. We'll go standby main here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we just clean up?
Please don't.
So genuine.
I'm just a little guy. I'm just like, just look. I just got 2 little guys on the field. Look at. Okay, canonically, how big do you think Wind Up Zen Mains is? Like, do you think it's a handheld? Because it's like it's supposed to be a.
I mean, he's a toy.
Yeah.
I think we have to do this just so we don't fall too far behind here. We're gonna go Dark Hole.
Oh shit! I just spilled mate everywhere.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, Dark Hole's good. You Dark Holed so powerfully that you affected the state of the world outside of the game.
That is unfortunate. All right, I think we're gonna go. We're gonna banish the one tied to Red MD for Eclipse Wyvern, and we're gonna banish the War Guide for Dark Flare Dragon.
Okay.
And then Eclipse Wyvern effect, because it was banished, will add Red MD back to my hand.
All right. Oh, I know what you're gonna do.
We'll banish that Dark Flare for Red MD.
Okay.
And then Red MD to revive Light Pulsar.
All right.
Man, it would be nice if Red MD could revive Red MD, but unfortunately that is not the world we live in.
Yeah. It is what it is.
We'll proceed to battle. Go 25 over your 15.
So I'll take 1,000.
And we'll play directly into Gores with this one. Oops.
And I'll summon Gore. No, I'm kidding. I don't have it in the hand.
Main 2. We'll pass it.
All right. Draw for turn. And we'll go standby main.
Yep.
I will normal summon that Dragonfly.
Yep. I know where this is going.
Declare its effect.
Yeah, go ahead and get your Hornet back.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried that you had a Veiler now, and I was like, ah!
Nah, unfortunately I don't. Who are you popping?
Hornet. I'm popping Red MD right now.
That's fair.
And then we're going to do Dragonfly's effect.
Yep.
Ooh. And we'll bring out...
Gee, I wonder. Is it going to be the third Centipede?
Oh, you know what? You're right! Centipede effect. I'm just going to...
Grab that Hornet back again.
Yeah.
The wind-up loop, it's simple but effective.
Yeah.
Not wind-up,
Okay.
the Insector loop.
Yeah. And then obviously going to hit that.
Yeah, so Centipede, Chainlink 1, Light Pulsar, Chainlink 2.
Yep.
And Light Pulsar will revive, guess who?
Whoa! Who would have thought? Not me, I'll tell you that. All right.
This time, though, you have the way over it.
Yes. All right, so Gigamantis, we're going to equip to Centipede.
Okay.
And let me see...
Oh, wait, I guess you don't necessarily have the way over it. You burned the Zecaliber earlier.
Yeah. We're going to activate Heavy Storm.
Oh my gosh, I see it, yeah.
And Gigamantis
yeah, that's absolutely correct. That is absolutely the correct one.
Special summon Dragonfly, Dragonfly effect, equip Hornet.
Yeah, I think I think you actually have game off of this now.
Yep, and we'll pop. Ba-doo!
Yeah.
And then special summon Centipede. Where is it?
You do not have any more centipedes. Your third one is on the field. You have to. I think you have to go for Hornet or Hopper. Yeah, that works too.
Okay, so let's see. I got 2,036.
You have enough.
But,
you have. This is you have lethal.
Exodia.
I thought for sure I was gonna get at least one more turn. Oh my gosh! Wait, there's the Raikou, the Solar Recharge. Yeah, and there's the Chaos Sorcerer. There, I would have gotten there.
What's crazy is that, so in my opening hand was MST and Heavy Storm. And so I was like, I feel like I need to save Heavy Storm for some point. I know, I could have MST'd the Gigamantis.
Yeah. My hand there was Solar Recharge, Heavy Storm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, your
It was
opening
a close
play,
one.
Holy heck.
If I had any Chaos summonable monster in my opener there, I feel like it would have been an absolute blowout.
Oh, 100%. If I didn't have Monster Reborn to bring back your tour guide, then none of this would have ended up working for me the way that it did.
I was actually very heavily considering just not attacking the Sangan, not giving you a chance. Okay, this deck has to go first. It has to operate this way. Wow. Okay, so draw for turn. Standby main. This was almost an absolutely god-awful opening. But we got there. We got there. Normal summon Rescue Rabbit. Response?
Oh, jeez. Nope. No response.
Wonderful. Rescue Rabbit banish.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Let's get the COVID dino in here.
Yep.
Good old overlay. I'm thinking about what you're on. You're either on Dragoonity or you're on Jurak. And I'm gonna be fair. I feel no, it has to be Logia. It has to be Logia here. We'll then set 2 and we'll pass it.
All right. Draw for turn.
Yep. I was thinking, like, is it better to put up the monster effect negation? But no, it's definitely Logia.
All right, in standby, I'm going to MST.
I'm a little sad.
And I'm gonna.
I'm doubly sad.
Mashallah. All right. I will
proceed to main phase 1.
Yes. Yep. That's what I meant to do. I'm gonna activate Foolish Burial.
Okay, Foolish is good.
Okay, excellent. And I will send Dragoonity Atlas to grave.
Yes. Yes, that's good.
All right. I will normal summon Dragoonity Legionnaire.
No, you will not. Logia will negate the normal and destroy Legionnaire.
Understandable. Have a good day.
Yeah, Solemn... Who thought that Solemn Judgment on legs would be good?
Not I. I'll tell you... No, I'm kidding. I actually think I'm gonna end
All
with
right.
that.
We'll draw.
I feel good.
We'll go standby main. You want to see
Yep.
why this was almost an awful opening? We're going to normal
you got
summon the COVID dino.
Yep.
We'll proceed to battle here. Go 17 direct.
Yep, I'll take it all. So 17
and 24.
24. All right.
Wonderful. Main phase 2 will set and pass.
All right. Okay.
You don't have the Logia to deal with this time, at least.
That's true. So we're gonna go straight main phase 1 or standby main phase. Yep. We're gonna normal summon Blackwing Zephyros the Elite.
Normal of Zephyros is good.
Okay. We're gonna Monster Reborn.
Target?
Targeting Atlas.
We will chain Max C.
Okay. Then we're gonna synchro for 6.
Okay.
Gonna go. Vajrayana.
I am not letting Vajrayana hit this board.
All right.
That's too rich for my blood.
And this sucks. I think I'm gonna have to admit defeat on this because you have game on board.
Yeah, this is lethal on board.
I'll let you attack for game.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
are
Just
very
for
welcome.
the safety of it, we're gonna normal summon Sabersaurus.
And I'm just gonna give it to you right there.
I was gonna make Dolka just so we don't get surprise gorsed.
Yeah, that's understandable. My opening hand for this, it was so the problem with Dragoonity at this time is it was very much a 2 to 3 card combo deck that if it went off, it went off. You could build just insane boards, even pre-Galactic Overlord, since that's when Heretic Dragon King of Atum came out, which really propelled the deck to its regional tops and YCS appearances at the time. But just pre-Atum, it was an oppressive level 8 synchro board, so you would get out Stardust, Psychic, and Punish. Not
I was
Psychic
gonna,
and Punish.
I was
Thought
gonna,
Ruler Archfiend.
I was gonna say the thing I always knew Dragoonity for was the fact that if you had Phalanx Engrave, Dux was a 1-card level 8 synchro,
Yes.
and that was really powerful.
And then if you had Dux with Arma Mistletoe in hand, then you could get 2 level 8 synchros, or you had the ability to OTK through Trident Dragaon, which was mainly how people played the deck. It was either I protected my board with a bunch of bulky level 8 synchros, or I overwhelmed you with an OTK of Dragoonity Arma Leviathan with Trident Dragaon. Because attacking for 9,000, yes, a lot of decks at the time could sort of like set up against it, but once Dragaon was on the field, it was just 3 straight attacks of 3,000 damage is a lot for any deck.
Yeah. Also, by the way, the hand was still cracked.
Oh, my hand was not. I was sitting on this guy in my hand.
Oh yeah.
I needed so Legionnaire, I could have done something, but you of course rightfully so stopped a Legionnaire that would have popped
because
Atlas.
Legionnaire, I was gonna say Legionnaire bringing it up Atlas, you can pop it right then and there because of Legionnaire. I would much rather stop that from going off.
Yeah, so obviously the plan was Legionnaire and then pop Atlas to pop Logia, and then tribute Legionnaire to special summon Mistletoe, use that Monster Reborn in hand to bring back Atlas to go, to just sit on a Stardust or a Thought Ruler Archfiend or something oppressive like that. Ready to rock.
I am throwing you a scissor so you can get ready to rock.
Rock and roll. This is gonna be spicy.
No, you're making me go first.
Yep.
Okay. I'm pretty sure this hand just does it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this hand just does it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We're gonna go duality.
Oh, okay. Yep, bubble beat. All right.
Cool. I'll take Hero Blast.
Mm-hmm.
And put the other two back. Because my thought process here is that Bubble Beat either is a really solid control board going first, or is going to absolutely nuke you going second.
Yes.
Okay.
Either or. One of the two.
Kent, Dueling Book is frozen yet again. Okay, there it goes. Wonderful.
Okay.
All right, there we go. We will normal summon Neosalius.
All right.
And we'll go set 1, set 2, set 3.
Okay. Draw for turn. We're going to go standby main. We're going to normal summon Drac Velo.
Oh, Velo. Yeah, Velo summon is good.
Okay. Gonna go battle phase.
Okay.
I will attack into Neosalius.
The attack declaration is successful, no response.
Alright. So, I will take 200.
Okay.
Velo effect.
The Velo effect is good.
Excellent. Special summon Guaiba.
All right.
I will attack
On the
Neosalius.
declaration of Guaiba's attack, I'm going to activate Gemini Spark, tributing alias targeting Guaiba.
I will... Okay.
And I get a draw off of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go main phase 2.
Mm-hmm.
Set 1. Set 2. And I'll end my turn on that.
I will attempt to MST this one.
Okay.
Draw. We'll go standby main.
Mm-hmm.
We will go emergency call.
All right.
Excellent. We will get Elemental Hero Stratos.
Ooh.
We will normal summon Stratos and declare his
That-
effect a search.
Honestly, that caught me off guard. I didn't expect that. Yeah, you're good.
You
to
did?
go.
Wonderful. Stratos here will grab Bubble.
Yep.
I will set 1.
Mm-hmm.
I will set 2.
Ah, okay.
I will set 3.
Oh, jeez.
Bubble.
Yep.
We will go Rhoda.
Yep.
Grab Bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Special Bubble.
Oh, jeez. Yep.
Ogrelay.
Mm-hmm.
Or Blade Armor Ninja.
Oh, jeez. Come on.
Blade Armor effect.
Yep.
Target himself.
Yep.
Will proceed to battle. Stratos, Blade Armor. Go to main phase 2, and we will pass. This is Bubble Beat. This is why you play Bubble Beat. It's because Blade Armor is stupid.
All right, I'm going to go standby main.
Yes.
Going to normal summon Dracaeolo.
Oh, I don't like that. On summon of Aeolo, we're going to Hero Blast, targeting Neosalius and Grave.
Okay.
Neosalius will come back to hand, and I will pop Aeolo.
I will... Can I...
Oh.
because I can't. Because I need to have 800 worth attack.
Yeah.
Well...
Rip.
Yeah.
I will say it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, yeah, no. Ah.
No,
yeah.
This deck is explosive if it gets in position.
So I had...
I figured you had some kind of an attack modifier going into that battle with Guaiba.
Yeah. So so the whole deck, what it does is it runs like Shrinks, Lance, Dress, Book of Moon, and Rekindling, because you will Rekindling and one
all
for
your
one.
all your major tuners are 200. Yeah. I will say I played that on the Guaiba very specifically, because when you attack with Guaiba, I use the Gemini Spark to tribute the alias, specifically so that if you did have Lance that you were going to put on your own Guaiba to save it, I would then flip the Hero Blast because Neos alias is already in Grave.
Yeah. And I'm going first.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Totally understandable. Alright, and I'm going to draw for turn. Okay. We are going to set, and pass to you.
Hi, Dragoonity. It's wonderful to see you.
Yeah.
Standby main. I'm gonna start it with a Lila.
On summon,
Okay.
I'm gonna Fiendish.
That's fair. I'm gonna charge with a Light Brigade. Military for cost.
Yep.
Oh! Oh, man.
It's sometimes you just want it more.
Oh, what? Lila to hand.
You're more than welcome to.
Eclipse Wyvern effect.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think, do I have a way to dad? Do I have a way to just end this?
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna sit here, sip on some mate.
You know what?
Just
I think we're gonna go for it here. Solar Recharge, discard Lila. We'll draw 2, mill 2. Oh, those aren't the greatest.
I'm okay with it. I'm a little biased. I'm a fan of that.
We will banish a light and a dark.
Okay.
Light Pulsar.
Yep.
Eclipse Wyvern effect to put Dark Armed back in hand.
Yes. Well, you got 3 lights.
I actually probably should have done this earlier. Monster Reborn, target Lila.
Uh-huh.
Lila effect. You know what? No, target this Fiendish Chain.
Understandable.
2 defense. Now Lila effect, target this one.
Yep.
No, you see, I absolutely should have gotten Red MD, not Dark Armed, but it's okay. I got greedy. We're just gonna move to battle and swing in with Light Pulsar here.
Ha! That was my plan the whole time!
Yeah, the Phalanx. We'll move to main phase 2. Proceed to end phase. Lila to mill 3.
Yep. Lila to mill 3.
Lila to mill 3.
Yep.
We got there anyways.
Alright.
I mean, the bigger thing is that we put Red MD in Grave, so if you do Outlight Pulsar, we're there.
Yeah. Main phase 1.
Yes.
We're gonna normal summon Dragoonity Ducks.
Okay.
Declare Ducks.
Yeah. Veiler.
Ah! Okay. Alright, then we're just gonna go to battle phase.
Clean up one of the Lilas.
Yeah, we're just gonna hit one of those Lilas.
If Dueling Book will let you.
Yep.
There it goes.
Alright, yep. Okay. And then just gonna have to end turn right there.
Alright. We'll go standby main. I'm pretty sure we clean up from here. We will declare Light... Oh, wait, no, never mind. I can't declare Light Pulsar and Crave. I no longer have a light in hand to discard.
You do not want to clean up from here. This is not the cleanup you want to do.
No, I'm not going to be able to clean it up here, sadly. We're just going to go battle and swing over ducks.
Yep, I will take Okay, so let's see. So 25, 17. I'll take 800.
If I didn't have to, do the, if I didn't end up having to do the Valor there, I could have cleaned it up. But no, Valor was critical.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Main phase 2 will set 1. End phase Lila to mill 3.
Yep.
Well, now you know you're on a clock.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, this is actually good. All right. Well, main standby main.
Yes.
We're gonna activate Cards of Consonance.
There's the Dragoonity special.
Yep. Gonna send Decklists for cost.
Yeah. Draw 2.
Yep.
Does he hit the second Ducks or the Dragon's Ravine? The Dragon's Ravine gets you there too.
Dragon's Ravine would be insane right here, but we're gonna normal summon Ducks.
Looks
Declare
like we're doing,
Ducks.
Yeah, looks like we're doing level 8 turbo.
Yep. Okay. Boom and
Summon Phalanx.
yep. So,
But man, you have a Cleese engrave already too. This is good.
yeah. Why can it? Come on. And we will. Okay, so the thing is, do I want to go to Vajrayana and pop it to get the Achilles pop and then attack for 38? Or do I want to go to something else? Riddle me that, Batman. So we're gonna Achilles?
Yep.
Vajrayana. Vajrayana.
Equip a Cleese and then pop a Cleese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you.
And we're going to pop the back row.
Okay. So Vajrayana's at 38 right now.
Yeah, let me do
we
the,
will chain Forbidden Lance targeting Vaj.
Okay, so that it's 38, so it's at
it'll drop
31.
down to 30 or 3k.
Yeah. 30. Yes. Okay. We'll go battle phase.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
there's the Sophie's choice.
I gotta do it.
Light pulsar effect on hitting grave.
Yep. And then we're gonna go main phase 2.
Yep.
Set, and end phase, and this goes
Drops back down to normal.
Yep. And I end turn.
All right, we'll go standby main.
During standby.
Target. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else?
No.
Cool, main.
Swap
Lila
shoot,
to
Lila
attack.
can still. Damn it.
Lila effect, target Fiendish Chain. Oh.
Okay.
Solemn Strike isn't in this format.
Oh, that's meant to be Solemn Warning.
Okay.
Oh.
Don't worry, treat it like warning. Treat it like warning.
Yeah, that's totally meant to be warning.
Okay. I will pretend I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I was about to say Solemn Strike came out in Breakers of Shadow in 2016.
That's when I was building the deck. I was just like, all right, Solemn Brigade, we're gonna boop boop, and clicked the wrong card. That's totally on me. I'm like reading it, and I was just like, oh, I forgot Solemn Warning can negate activations. This is awesome.
Oh. Well, I'm going to pretend like I don't know that and continue with my play as per normal.
Oh yeah,
Red
by all
MD
means,
effect.
by all means. Oh yeah, sure. Like, go ahead.
Is Red MD effect good?
Red MD is totally fine.
Wonderful. Come back to me like Pulsar.
Ah, now we're gonna Solemn Warning.
Okay.
It's a good thing that's Solemn Warning. And who would make a mistake like what? Who would? Not me. I'll tell you that much.
Hey Nash.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you do me a favor and look at my grave and tell me how many darks I have in there?
I have flown too close to the sun.
Oh my gosh. Dad effect.
Yeah.
We're gonna banish the tour guide. And then let's clean her up. We'll banish a light and a dark. For dark flare.
Alright. Oh, yep.
That's exact lethal.
Yeah. Ah.
The 2,000 payment for Solemn Warning did it.
Oh, that was totally on me. Oh my god.
Actually, I could have also just done that too. So.
Oh yeah.
So it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't think there was a better way I could have played that. Maybe if
the only thing I can think of there maybe would be like, I guess not really. I think the hardest part about that is just that there was no way around like pulsar triggering.
Exactly. The thing, if I had access to Arma Leviathan at any point, I would have been able to clean it up because that was going to be the Dragaon OTK. But like the problem is at this time there was no good way to search Leviathan, and you don't even get access to that until 2 years ago.
Yeah, I guess Ravine only searches level 4 and lower, don't they?
Oh, but Ravine I could send. I always forget this because like I'm so used to playing Dragoonity post Ghost from the Past support, because that's like what I've been playing for the last 3 years.
Well, yeah, because that's the good support.
Yeah, exactly. But like back then, you could Dragon Ravine, send Leviathan, and then summon Legionnaire or Dux, equip Phalanx or Atlas, banish the Phalanx, the Dux or the Legionnaire to special summon Leviathan. Leviathan, equip Phalanx, special summon Phalanx, synchro into Trident Dragon, and then OTK from there.
Fair enough.
But like, I didn't see the fact that you play like 3 Terraforming, 3 Ravine. Haven't seen it at all. And
how in the world is that possible? Here, you know what? It's your top deck. It's your top deck. Mill it. Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Well.
2. Oh my gosh.
What?
3.
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
3 down.
Because it's you play 3 Ravine, 3 Terraforming, and 2 cards of Consonance. So you just have like all of that search, and the fact that the 2 games that I played with Dragoonity, I saw 1 cards of Consonance. That made me a little sad. I am
very sorry to hear that. But thank you, Nash, for coming on. This was a lot of fun. Go ahead and shout out anything you want to shout out.
I have a YouTube Darth Nash 6. I'm working to 2,000 subscribers. The agreement that I made actually about a year ago is that the moment I hit 2,000 subscribers, I will bring Ally of Justice to a Regionals or YCS. So that's the goal. If you want to see me make a fool out of myself at a higher level tournament like that, get me to 2K. I also have a Twitter, Darth Nash YGO, because Darth Nash 6 has been banned from Twitter for reasons that I don't know. Elon Musk won't tell me. And I have Instagram. That's usually where most of my channel updates will come on, that or Twitter. Instagram is Darth Nash 6, so please check those all out. I love having fans. I love being able to build decks for people. I love being able to build specifically dual terminal hidden arsenal archetypes and take those to regionals, to YCSs. Most recently, I took X-Saber to YCS Indianapolis, and I had so much fun with that. I just love taking decks like this to these higher level events. If the deck is at least a decade old, you know I'm going to be bringing it to an event.
I assume then that you are absolutely hyped for Terminal World coming out next year.
Oh my gosh. Actually, if you stay tuned to Golden Nova, you might see a Darth Nash 6 appearance in one of their videos that's coming out quite soon, speaking of Terminal World.
Fair enough. I'm personally really excited for Terminal World. Not really for myself, but one of my mods and good friend, he also streams Whirlwind. He's built his entire brand around Winda, like about originally Gusto Winda and now Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda. And the moment they revealed the alt art Ulti Kanahawk, he's like, I am buying every high rarity version of this I can get my hands on.
See, I'm primarily excited for Ice Barrier and Gen X because I love the first era of dual terminals so much.
Yeah.
And I have a soft spot for Gen X. I unironically took Gen X to an OTS championship tournament in March of this year. It was a Gen X Punk deck, and I worked on it with Bean Soldier. If people know Bean Soldier.
Yeah, no, I remember that one. I absolutely loved that list.
Yeah.
I tried playing it online, and I cannot wrap my head around that.
It was a couple of, so it was a few of us in a Discord server were like, hey, what would happen if we decided to take Gen X serious? Like, what could we do with this? And then because Punk Therion was going around at a time, and it was Bean Soldier specifically who was like, hey, normal summon Undyne, you send Therion Reaper Foom, and that like completely fixes the bricking problem that the Therion engine has, because you immediately have a target engrave. And we were like, oh my gosh. And so we built off of that, and just this hyper consistent build. Honestly, if I hadn't played the adventure engine in the deck, I would have done so much better. But the adventure engine caused more bricking than the Gen X portion, which still like blew our minds that it was the Gen X that boosted the consistency, and the adventure engine like dropped the consistency drastically.
Well, now,
if I were to go,
well, now you have the fact that Therion has effectively solved their own bricking problem through Sargus.
Yes. Oh,
because you can Sargus now to search for Regulus or whatever Therion you want to use, and then you just link it off, and oh look, I have a machine in my graveyard for my Regulus to target.
Whoa! It was so cool because like I remember at that OTS championship, I remember playing against like a Punk Therion deck, and I 2-0'd them. I like absolutely obliterated them just because I had like that normal summon of Gen X Undyne. Like it was, I loved it. That deck was so much fun, and that's why I love playing the decks that I do, like playing these super old decks, bringing them up into the modern era of Yu-Gi-Oh! To see how they're able to work with newer cards. Like the X-Saber deck was basically a Vsauce lore deck, because there's a lesser-known X-Saber card, Double X-Saber Garsum, that when it is destroyed, you have a mandatory search for an X-Saber. So, funnily enough, the Vsauce cards fixed the consistency problem of X-Sabers, of them being, like, not having search other than Dark Soul in the end phase, and it was insane. It was so beautiful.
You mentioned that X-Saber. I very recently, I'm helping another one of my friends, Skep, test a couple of cubes that they're wanting to use for content, and that, I cannot remember the X-Saber's name, but the one you just mentioned, I ended up drafting it in that set, and I'm like, this exists?
Yeah, it was. I remember I showed the combo to Super Insane. I don't know if you're familiar with his channel.
I am
he's
not,
getting close,
unfortunately.
He's really good at doing like competitive deck combos. Usually when I want to learn the decks of a format, I'll go to his channel to watch the combos. Very detailed. And he was there, and he actually helped me film the deck profile. And after we filmed the video, he was like, this is the most insane thing I have ever witnessed somebody take seriously at a YCS.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Nash, for coming on. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Please subscribe. I want to see that Ally of Justice.
And also, don't forget to drink your yerba mate.
I made a joke in my deck profiles for your introduction. Many of you know him as the person who's gotten the entire YugiTube community hooked on yerba mate. Like, as one of the jokes. But thank you all for watching to the very end of this video. We greatly appreciate it, and we will see you next time.
See you around.
A huge shout out to my Dark Law level patrons, Dammit Marka, Jukes, McJaga, Otaku GamerX, Prinrin, and Riser339, as well as all of my other patrons over on patreon.com. If you'd like to support the channel, consider following me on Patreon, where support tiers start at as little as $1 and you get access to all my videos a day early. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, that way you don't miss out on any future videos. Every subscription helps out more than you think. Thank you all again, and I'll see you next time.